Then they went over to San Francisco, the port. Then they landed in Stockton, where they did agriculture work. And my grandfather's case, one of my grandfathers became a merchant marine as well as a farm laborer cutting asparagus. But that's so what you have is a lot of these guys that came from the villages of the Philippines to land in Stockton. But what a lot of people don't recognize is they weren't just stoop labor, farm labor. A lot of them were trained for hundreds of years in their own family systems for escrima, for Filipino Martial Arts. And each of them brought in to the United States their own styles and systems. Some systems, I hate to say it, because they wanted to keep it so much in their family that they kept it so secret. And it's a tough call, because it's like when you do that, some systems died out. I was very fortunate to come from a family where when my grandfather, he tried to pass it on to a couple of my cousins, and one of them was scared to do it, to continue on to get really an expert level escrima. I had to go through other ways, other sources, just on my grandfather's side. My grandfather taught my mom taught me, my two sisters. And as far as sometimes the terminology and the words to go with it, because we're 100 years removed from the Philippines, isn't as excellent as it could be. But the moves, there's the same moves that my mom and my uncle and my aunts and my cousins teach me are replicated, almost just the moves. I'm not saying the words, but the moves are just the same as what's online. And it's and like I said, I'm going on to different tangents, but the same moves of this strike right here, going into there, going back, using your knife, is the same move that I've seen over and over and over again on so many YouTube videos, so much. And it's the beauty of it is that's a whole ocean away of teaching from my uncle Tatang's side to my grandfather's side. That's a whole ocean separating. That's literally, my grandfather was, I think, 3 or 4 years older than Tatang. But I was stressed. It was like, wow, there's like almost no deviation. It's just the same moves. I don't know how to speak Filipino, but knowing for the fact is that those moves are the same moves as what was being taught for hundreds and hundreds of years. It's like that can only happen because the way we're taught is to be very simple yet direct and effective. Anyway, that's another tangent for another day. I do want to stress that there's so many styles and systems that I'm blessed to know a lot of my friends and their friends' families in Stockton, California. And the way that I see it as, they're open. I mean, you pick the person's brain, and you there's a word in Filipino where basically you give what you take. You give respect, you take respect, and you give respect to people, and you show them that, hey, I'm really interested in what you have to teach me. And 9 out of 10 times people will be willing to say, hey, this is how you do this move. You go at this angle, or don't do this. Let them come toward you. And that's another thing. My family's always thought you let them strike inward so that you could attack them. You don't reach out to try to manipulate the sword or the knife.